Hi everybody, this is Michelle Rushing with Stampin' Butterfly. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. It is November 17th and it's a Wednesday. Normally I do my Make It Monthly video on Thursdays, but we're a day early this week. I've got a craft fair that I will be attending for Friday and Saturday. So if you're local, come out to the City of Destin's Community Center and I will be there. So love to see you. And so tonight we are going to make 3 different projects. One will be a tea light holder card, one will be a tag, a Christmas tag, and then one will feature like a wintry kind of scene. So all the products I'm using are featured in our seasonal sale. So it started yesterday and ends tomorrow. So it's a 3-day sale. And as Stampin' Up, you know how well we coordinate our ink and our paper. So it's a great time to stock up on your essentials. We have, let me double check the numbers. So our cardstock is 10% off, inks are 15%, and dyes are 20%. So if you're a demonstrator and on my team, or you're just a demonstrator with another group, remember you get your discount on top of that. So you could have up to 40% or more on your dyes discounted. So that's awesome. Anyway, so just wanted to let you know tonight's projects will feature items that are on sale. So it gives you a chance to see the products in action. And if there's anything that you like, you know, feel free to order. My information is at the top and that has my website and host code. This month I'm offering a free gift. So if you place a $35 or more order using that host code, you'll receive a free gift from me. Every month I always send out thank you cards as a gift as well that you can reuse and send to your friends. But this month I'll be sending an embellishment as well. So let's take a quick look. Let's flip the camera down. And if you're out there, please say hello. My software does not tell me if you're there, so I'd love to know if you're here. And feel free to ask questions along the way. So with the sale that's going on right now, it's a great time to stock up. And at the end, I'll give you some information on some of my favorite dies. So all of our cardstock is on sale, the 12 by 12 and the 8.5 by 11. It's not the specialty paper, but the normal cardstock. So if you're low on white or vanilla or any of your color families, it's a great time to get your items. And the ink pads are all individual, so none of the bundles are on sale right now. And I think they're back ordered. So, but the individual packs are all on sale. So the individual stamp pads, you can get those. And then all your dies are 20% off, which is an amazing deal. There are some great dies that are just things you would want to have in your collection. So let's take a look at our projects. I'll give you a quick peek at the project. So we're going to make this Christmas tag, and this features the poinsettia dies. So now the dies that are on sale are the ones in the annual catalog, not the ones in the holiday catalog. But we do have some Christmas products in the annual catalog, so make sure you check those out. This is one of them, the poinsettia dies. I love these. I don't know if you guys can tell in the camera, but it die cuts and embosses the leaves. So there are little die cut patterns in there. Then we're going to make our little tea light holder. So this one features the little penguin, and where's his tea light? So these tea lights I found the dollar store a while ago, and they actually happen to be a penguin face. So we're going to put that underneath there, and let's see if you can see that. Yeah, I might have to hold it up later, but yeah, so that's what we're going to be making. I'll show you how to do that one. And you can mail these, so it's a normal sized card. You can just put it in a bubble mailer with your tea light. And then we will be making this winter card featuring the Beauty of Friendship, which is a stamp set in our annual catalog that has fall and winter colors and you may have forgotten about. So we're going to take another look at that guy. All right, so let me move the projects out of the way. Now you've got a little sneak peek of what we're working on. We're going to go ahead and start with the tag because that one's quick. And I did not die cut any of the pieces for these, so I thought we'd do those together. So let me bring out the products. We are going to first die cut the tag and then the poinsettia. So let me get those dies out for you so you can see what they look like. And this stamp set is really pretty. They have lots of great images that layer up, so your dies will cut these out after you stamp them, or you can just use the dies by themselves like I did here. So I don't think we're going to use that stamp set just now. And the tailor-made tags are one of our dies that are on sale. And I always keep a little extra doodads in here. So the giving tags are in the Christmas catalog. they coordinate with these, so they give you a really pretty image to cut out. So for instance, you could layer them up on top of another tag, and I did that on some ombre paper. So we are going to use the largest tag in this set if it wants to come off, and then we're going to use, now there are 3 different sized leaves for our poinsettia, and they layer up. So here are 2 of them, and then this is the 3rd leaf. So that's a bit big for our tag, so I just went with this smaller sized die. So that's the guy we're going to use. And you'll see that the dies, these are actually 2. So there's one that embosses and one that cuts. And then what I did is I layered them up, and I just put some washi tape to hold them together so I can run them through at one time and they don't slide around. So let's get our die cut machine out, and we'll do a little die cutting, and then we'll make our tag. So we're using the big machine. These would fit through the small die cut machine, but since I'm going to emboss later, I figured, and it's a larger 6x6, I figured we would just go ahead and do it on here, on the larger one. Okay. So we'll put that on there. Let's see if they'll squeeze in next to each other. Maybe not. We'll just one at a time. Okay, so we're going to run our tag through. And again, when you're die cutting, they have the numbering system on our plates. So we'll go over that in a second. Just as a refresher, we have plate number 1. Let's put it so you guys can see it. Plate number 2, which is for die cutting, and then your sandwich is in plate number 3. So let's set that over here. And then we're going to cut the flowers out twice. Make sure they're all together. I'm just going to run them through. And it cuts so easily, you only have to run it through one time. You don't have to do it twice for your intricate dies. And then you just pop them out. All right, thank you so much. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this and you like the projects. So November is a great month. We have lots of different sales going on. In addition to our seasonal sale, we also have our starter kit on sale. So if you're interested in that, that is an amazing deal right now. When you sign up, normally it's $99, but right now it's $75. And you get to select 125 dollars of products you want with free shipping. So and then you get a future discount. So it's a great time to stock up on all your goodies. All right, so let's take a look. And I don't know if you can tell, but the embellishments that I use inside of here are actually new gems that just came out with the Eden's Garden. And these are so beautiful. These are only while supplies last though. So they're an out of publication. So if you like those, make sure you pick those up before they are gone. All right, so let's bring out our little paper. We need some dimensionals. And, oh, I don't think I brought my vellum over. All right, well, we might not do our leaf tonight. We can add that on later. So we'll go ahead and get our cherry cobbler ink open. We're going to ink up our stamp. We're going to stamp off to the left as far as possible so we have enough room for our poinsettia. And this is just such a pretty font and sentiment in this stamp set. All right, there we go. Just clean it off, or I'm going to have red everywhere. We'll close that up. And then to get a little bit of curve in your leaves, you can use your bone folder and kind of curl them a little bit. It helps break down the fibers. And you can also put it in the palm of your hand and just kind of do that with your finger. You can use the back of your pencil. You can take your pig tool, kind of roll that around, or your stylus. So it gives you more curl, and especially on a tag, which is fun because it's not going to get squished in a envelope when you mail it. So we're going to use our mini glue dots or dimensionals to give it some height. And we'll assemble these. And like I said, I don't think I have the vellum over here. So we'll leave our little leaf off for now. All right, so there's that guy. And then we're going to put a bigger dimensional underneath. And we can easily cut the shimmer vellum later and put a glue dot on the end and just stick it underneath. So that's what we will do. Let's see. Put that there. And then we need some ribbon. So this is our cherry cobbler and gold ribbon from the holiday catalog. Let's see, how long do we want the tab? Probably about that long looks good. Just trim it. And we need a little bit of twine as well. So we're going to feed this through. Now you could also stamp to and from on the back if you want. The poinsettia stamp set does not have a to and from, but the snowman does, and there's a couple other ones. Now I've already glued on my flower, so it'd be a little lumpy to stamp the to and from, so we're not going to do that. And I didn't do it on this one either. But if you wanted to, you could. So we're going to feed this through. And which is the good side. One side of the ribbon's a little different than the other. So I think I want this side facing out. We're going to take a little bit of white twine. And then we're just going to tie a little knot and bow around it. So there we go. Make our bow a little smaller. And we can turn it around a little bit. Can twist it. And then we're going to trim a little excess off. And some of that one. Alrighty, so now we're going to add our little gems to the flower. And we are going to use these new ones. They look really great with the baubles as well. I have seen some people using and haven't used those yet, but they look really pretty. So we're just going to use the round cherry cobbler ones right now. Take your pick tool, and since the center is a little bit larger, I put 4. You could put 1 or 2, you know, just kind of use your judgment on where you like it. And then we can see how it all rolls together. So we're going to scoot this one back up a little bit, move this one over, and that's what the little tool is for. It helps a lot. Okay, perfect. So now we got our little center, and all we have to do later on is add our leaf on there. So that takes care of our tag. So that's project number 1. And these will be great. Now I need to trim the edges. So it did get frayed a little bit when I pushed it through the hole. So you can just trim that, actually. I'm on screen. There you go. I want a little longer, little pointier. There we go. Okay, perfect. So we'll move some projects out of the way. So that's our tag, and it features the tailor-made tags that are on sale, and there's lots of different sizes. So this is a great die set. Let's see, where is it? If you're making all different size tags. So these little tiny ones work great on little small boxes. And then you have all the different sizes. And then if you layer on some of these fun dies from the giving dies from the Christmas catalog, you get even more versatility out of those. So let's see. We'll put this guy back in here. And then we'll put the poinsettia in here so I don't lose them. All right, so we're going to move on to project number 2. So I hope you like the tag. Let me know what you think. I know if I don't put things up, then I'm going to end up with stuff everywhere. All right, we're going to move our dimensionals over here. And let's see, I think we'll go ahead and do the season's greetings next. So I need some birthday cards, like more masculine cards. So I think the next one we make, we're going to do the happy birthday instead for winter birthdays. So this, like I said, features the Beauty of Friendship stamp set, and it has a great die set as well. I love twiggy trees, so this is definitely one that, oops, that's not the ones. Where are they? Here they are. That's the one I used for the labels. So here are the different stamps, all stamped out for you. So the twiggy trees are my favorite. I mean, I even stop when I'm taking pictures, and I take pictures of them, so you could see that. And then there's different tops, you know, that go onto the trees. We're going to use that one. And then you can die cut out larger tree tops and trimming and all kinds of goodies. So we are going to use, let's see, I think we're going to need this one and this one. I already die cut the cute little birds out, so saving a little bit of time. And then the little flag right here is from one of my other favorite die sets. And this one is on sale too. So this is the little banner flag that I use, but these layer up awesome. And if you are looking, this is one of my highly recommended die sets if you're looking for something to order that's on sale that you can use on all your cards. These just give you great images or different spacing to work with for your cards. All right, so this card base uses Misty Moonlight. And the paper also has Night of Navy. So I think we might switch this one up. Let me get some of my things out here. And I think we will go ahead and use the Misty Moonlight ink, but I think I'm going to change the card base to Night of Navy. See what you think. Ooh, I got stuff everywhere. So the inside of this one, let me just show you the inside. I did a little stamping. So you can stamp the tree trunk or you can die cut it. And I actually die cut it out of the cork specialty paper. So we're going to do that. All right, so we're going to set that here. Hopefully that's still in your view. I've already pre-cut. This is a standard 4 1/4 by 11 card base scored at 5 1/2. And then I just trimmed a little piece of paper so it just leaves a tiny border. And you can see it's slightly darker. Well, maybe not on my camera, but this is Misty Moonlight and this is Night of Navy. So, and then I decided to use the ombre glitter paper with the navy on this one instead of the I believe that's Poppy Parade. All right. So I brought some different embellishments so we can kind of play around. And let's see, what else do I have in here? I already did the bird. This time we're going to do them in the blue glitter. But we do have a little bit of die cutting. I did stamp the happy birthday, I think. Here we go. So I decided, I was playing around with which color I wanted to use. I think we're just going to do the happy birthday. So, and this square is also in the same die set with the tree. So let's move some stuff out of the way. Get a couple of our stamps in here. Let's see. Oh, there's my treetop, I was wondering. Okay, so we'll die cut first. So we need to just do our tree base. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Well, actually, let's stamp because then we can just die cut all at once and not have to go back and forth with the machine. Okay. So let's see. All right, so I didn't bring my white scrap of paper. Did I cut my treetop? We're going to steal the back of this. All right, so this is going to be our treetop on. Oh, wait, no, hang on. I take it back. Will this fit? I think we can squeeze it on there. All right, we're going to try this first before I ruin that. All right, so this is a fun layering stamp. So it gives you this beautiful two-tone with just one quick stamp. So we're just going to ink it up and see if we can fit it on here. And you'll see once I stamp down, we're using the Misty Moonlight. Look how pretty that is. I mean, that was one quick stamp. I didn't have to do anything fancy. All right, so that we'll be able to die cut out. And while we have the ink out, let's just go ahead and stamp the inside of the card as well. So we're going to do our tree trunk. And our card goes across this way, so we want to make sure we're going in the right direction. We'll stamp the tree down. And then we'll do our leaves. Oh, the bird's a cardinal? Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. I'm not a bird expert. And then we're going to go ahead and put the tree top on. And we'll just line it up over the top of that. Now on this one I stamped off. You'll see it's a little bit lighter on the original card. I was trying to get closer to the Misty Moonlight because when you stamp really dark, it looks almost navy-ish. So since we're using a darker card base, I decided to go full strength on that. All right, so let's move these away. Do we need the ink? I think we're done with the ink, so I'm going to move these guys out of the way as well. And this is the inside of the card. All right, so let's do a little die cutting. Grab my machine again. And again, these are narrow pieces, so you could technically cut these on the smaller Stampin' Emboss machine we have. So it's the same sandwich we used before. I'm just going to line this up around the tree. And if it starts to slide on you, you can use a little piece of washi tape. I think we're good. So we'll keep it like that. All right, there's our tree top. And move that over there. Okay, so let's do our tree next. So this is our specialty cork paper, and it's real cork. It's fine. It's a very thin paper, and you can see the texture in it. So I thought that was a really neat way to go for the tree. So we're just going to put that on there and run that one through. That was quieter than the other one. It's thinner paper. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and move this out of the way again. We're busy tonight with our machine. Okay. Lay a little paper down. We can assemble our card now. I think we have everything we need. So here's the original. And we'll start with the front. So we'll go ahead and add some glue. I'm looking to see. Okay, we're going to use snail tonight. Or I guess Stampin' Seal is what we call the new stuff. So we're just going to put some tape on there. And try to put it right side up. Make sure my card's facing the right way. And I think that looks pretty good. All right, we are going to, let me see if I have some liquid glue, because this is a little bit thinner. I think I want to use liquid glue. Okay, here we go. I did have another one over here, good. So you could run the snail over it and then kind of squish it off the edges, but this is a better way to go with the liquid. And put it across our tree, kind of off to the left. We can put some dimensionals on here. Let me know if you guys have any questions. So I have to say, this is a really pretty paper pack. And I feel like with all the new Christmas stuff, we kind of forgot about the colors that are in this pack of paper. It does have like fall, it has some Christmassy, this is like wintry. So it does give you a neat option for just standard red and green. So he kind of blends in there. Let's hang on to that. Maybe we'll put it on here. All right, so let's see if these are the right size. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna put, since it's a similar color, I'm gonna pop it up to give it a little shadowing. So we're gonna put this down here, and then we will use the birthday, if I can find it. We had it at some point and it disappeared. Ah, here it goes. There we are. just seems to be one of those days. Okay, so we're just going to put a teeny bit of glue. We don't want to put too many dimensionals in, it makes it hard to mail. So I try not to put dimensionals on dimensionals. There we go. Now we have a wintry birthday card. Kind of masculine, I think. That'll work. And I think we're going to add the bird maybe here. That looks kind of cute. It doesn't get as lost. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we need a little bit of bling, but it doesn't have to be too blingy. So I thought we'd use some of these Misty Moonlight squares. They're kind of fun. So this is one of our embellishment packs that are in the family color from last year that came out. So let's see. We'll just throw a couple of these around. We want them as squares. Just kind of randomly place them around our card. And that makes it kind of fun. All right, there we go. So now we have two different options. You'll have to tell me which one you like better. The one with the Poppy Parade, the pinkish salmon color, or the all blue kind of monochromatic. So that gives me some masculine winter birthdays. Oh, we need to put our inside piece in too. There it is, hiding out. So anytime I have a dark card base, I like to put an insert so that there's some, you know, it's really hard to write on this unless you had like one of those white gel pens. So we'll go ahead and just add that to the inside. And try to line it up. That looks good. All right, so now we have our inside of our card as well. And you can write a little bit on there. Hi, Hannah. Oh, you made it too. I'm glad you could join me. So I have Hannah and Bob. Thanks, guys. If anybody else is here, feel free to drop me a hello so I know you're here. Okay, so that's card number 2. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the basket. Now, card number 3 is our Fun Fold tea light candle holder. So that I decided I was going to cut from scratch so you guys can kind of see. It's not too hard. It's kind of like a standard card. Let me get my paper cutter out. So we'll start with cutting. And we're using Pacific Point as our card base color. All right, so just a reminder. Oops, I got washi tape. This is our card we'll be making. So here's your little front. And then it's kind of like a little pool. I like the layering dioramas. And you'll pop it up there. I have dimensional backs everywhere. I always find them all over my house. All right, so we're gonna cut our paper at 4 1/4. That's extra for later. And that's a standard card base like the one we just used. Ooh, Arby's for dinner, that sounds yummy. We did burritos. Quick and easy. Okay, so next we're going to score at 5 1/2, which is our normal. Oops, let's make sure we got the right blade. This is your cutting blade. The scoring blade is the light gray. So this is your normal card base that we're used to. We're just going to add 1 extra scoring, and I believe it's 2 3/4. So let's make sure we're lined up. Should be the halfway mark. All right. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so that's all there is for scoring on that. Now I hope I have all my right pieces for this card at the rate I'm going. Okay, there's some bling. We are going to use the Penguin Place stamp set. And let's see. We're gonna need a couple of pieces. So the one that I did, I went ahead and used it from our paper that came out during Celebration. So we had coordinating paper for this stamp set, which was a lot of fun. But it's not available right now, and that's okay, because we can make our own. I have a couple other penguins I can share with you, and I already cut the vellum. So here's a little glitter penguin, and then here's like a Rudolph reindeer penguin. You can do lots of things with the cute little punch. All right, I'm gonna grab one more piece of paper because I don't see my bottom layer, do I? All right, give me 1 second. No matter how many times I check, I'm always missing something. All right, here we go. So let's do our 5 1/4 by 4 for the insert. And I'm gonna move this stuff out of there. All right, so we're just gonna cut this at 5 1/4 by 4. And now we have our card insert. Okay. So I'm going to show you a quick way to stamp the penguin, and he is super cute. All right, so we're going to use orange for his little feet, and then the black ink to stamp him. All right, so you want to make sure you have, hopefully this is inked up well. I've been using it quite a bit, so if your penguin doesn't come out super dark, you may just need to re-ink your ink pad. Where's my punch? Okay, so he's gonna go in that way. So I'm trying to line it up so I have the right direction. We'll see if I thought that through correctly. All right, so there's our little penguin. And now we're gonna add his little beak and his little feet. All right, so I already put these. I placed it on his face, and then I set the block down. So you can put both on at the same time. And we'll use some pumpkin pie. Put his little nose and feet on. So there you go. Now there's different options. Like there's a little foot in here. You could punch out colored ones and pop them up. But we're just gonna go ahead and stamp them all the same color. All right, and then we can punch them out. So we'll just slide the paper in and line it up. And if you make your piece narrow enough, you won't have that extra item. Now, if you wanted your background, like when I did the glitter paper, what I did is I punched out the glitter paper. This is the background, and then this is that white insert. So there's different ways. We're just going to make him one level. We're not going to make him too much dimension. All right, so now we have our little penguin. Now we need to die cut our little lake. So quick look at this. You've got all these different sentiments. We're going to do the be cool, be chill, be merry. It just looked really cute on there. All right, now the layering dioramas. These are on sale as well. I've seen some cute ones where people made these into ghosts even. So let's see. Make sure I pick the right one. All right, that looks like the one I did last time. We'll keep it the same. I'm going to move some stuff out of the way. All right, again, we're going to pull out. So we're going to die cut and then we're going to emboss. So if you can tell here, I used the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder to give these two pieces some texture. So we're going to go ahead and do that afterwards. So let's get our cutting machine back out. And since we're die cutting, it's the same little sandwich we did earlier. Just decide which way you want your die to go. I think I'm going to use some washi tape to hold it in place. So if your stuff starts sliding on you, the washi tape's a good option. Dimensionals. Then we're going to run it through the machine and then we'll emboss it next. Ooh, it's ripping my card. I didn't take the sticky off of this one. So before you use your washi, make sure you take some of the sticky off. That will be where the penguin goes. Hopefully it doesn't tear this one up because this is the inside of our card. All right, so before you use your washi, this is a new one. You want to like put your fingers all over it, put it on your jeans, make it not so sticky. So next we're going to emboss it. I'm going to slide this in. And now this, let's see, it might be wider. I think this embossing folder is wider than the mini machine, so it wouldn't fit in there. So that's why we're using this. Now, since we're embossing, we need a different sandwich. We need sandwich 1, and then, so we need plate 1 and plate 4 only. So here's plate 4. And then you want to run it as a sandwich, so that'd be your top plate. And then you run this through your machine. All right. So the reason I came up with doing the tea light card, I had this in my mind for a while, and then our team page, we had a challenge for this month that was to make a tea light card. So I thought, oh, I've been wanting to make this. I had that penguin tea light that I bought at the dollar store forever ago. So, and the diorama dies are on sale, so I was like, win-win. That is why we're making this card tonight. It checks off lots of boxes. Okay, so this is going to be our insert. We can go ahead, I'll just use this nail thing, and put our insert in there. And there's lots of different ways you can do your tea light cards if you look on Pinterest or YouTube. But I think this one's a fun, easy one. It doesn't make it too hard on you. Okay, so we're going to add our vellum right in here. I just trimmed it out. I'm going to try to make it about the size. Now if I go too much over, we have like a little rubber eraser that I can use to take off the extra sticky, but hopefully I'm in the right places. Let's see. That looks pretty good. All right. So it looks like there's a little sticky here. Oh, look, I can roll it right off with my finger. Perfect. Because we don't want our card to stick closed while you're, then your recipient won't be able to open it. Okay, perfect. So there's our little swimming pool. Now the next part, we're going to do a little stamping. Telling you. There is, let's see, here's my paper. We'll put our scrap paper down just in case things go wild. Here's our sentiment and our ink pad. And my scrap of paper. Oh good, it is still in here. I thought maybe it fell out the side. So when you're trimming your little card bases, you end up with like 3,000 of these little scraps of paper, and they work really well for doing sentiments. So we're going to go ahead and use our matching ink. And let's see, just kind of stamp it in the middle. There we go. And we will just trim it with our scissors. Close up our ink pad. I think that's all the stamping we have. And we will just cut that slightly crooked. I am not good with scissors. I can't cut a straight line. Okay, so we're going to use some dimensionals. I think we'll use the minis kind of across here to pop it up. And we need to make a little platform to hold when this kind of folds up. So that's why we're going to use this. And decide where you, how far back you want your tea light holder. So I kind of like mine about there. So that's probably where we'll put it. So let's put our sentiment on first. And we need to add our little penguin to the front too. So there we go. And then I'm going to use the bigger dimensionals on this guy. We want it to pop up and hold that card piece. All right. So here we go. And let's decide again, probably about here. That looks good. Holds it up nice. I like the 2 dots at the top. This one I only did the 1 and it makes it a little crooked. This is more symmetrical when you're trying to pop your little piece back in there. Okay, so now we need to add our little penguin guy. And you can bling it up, you know, however you want to. So we need to make sure we cover up that big ugly spot right there. We're going to put a dimensional. Okay, so washi tape gone wild. We're just going to cover that right there. Nobody knows. All good. And then we're going to put a little bling on here. Now, if you don't like with the vellum, you know, you can kind of see your glue. You could cut a small piece of patterned paper or even blue cardstock again. And then just make sure you die cut the same shape in the exact right spot. And you could glue it over that. But it doesn't really bother me. I think we're good like that. So we're going to add a little bling. Let's see. These are the blue adhesive back gems that carried over from last year. And let's see. I think these blue-green colors kind of pop fun. So we'll use those again on this card. And we'll drop a couple on here. There's a little glue hanging out, so just trim those off. All right, perfect. So let's move this out of the way. Turn on. So these tea lights actually came with a string. I've never seen that before. I guess you could hang up the little penguin face. So you could hang it up like that. But I just thought it was cute because he matched. All right, so you put your little tea light in there. And if you were going to mail this to someone, you would just put your card flat and then put it in a bubble mailer. So there you go. There's your little penguin card. Let's see. It's going to slide. Okay, I might just flip the camera back. So let me flip it back so I can share it with you guys. Okay, so here you go. Of course, the camera light's kind of bright right now, but your little tea light goes in there, and you've got your little penguin. Now you know how to work the penguin die. And then we have our 2 little cards we made with our winter scene, and then our tags. I have them all way over here. And then our tags. So we'll just need to add the leaf to this guy, but gives us some Christmas tags. So I hope you enjoyed those projects. I have a couple things I wanted to share with you before we wrap up. If you wanted to see the dies, those tree dies, I have a couple of cards that I've made just so you can kind of see the dies. So here's, you know, the twiggy tree that I like. And then here's some of the tops that are just trimmed together. And then the bottom is the bottom of the tree like we used today. And then here's another variation as well with the die cuts with that. So that's a really pretty die cut set that may be worthwhile if you are interested in that. Now I do have a couple upcoming events. So I just posted a couple days ago the gingerbread and peppermint card class to go. And that featured Memories and More. And it is so adorable. I love that suite. The RSVP is due by November 22nd. They just came back in stock. So if you guys want that, make sure you order it quick before it's gone again. And then if you're local, I do have a Sweet and Simple Christmas card class that I just created. So that is ready to go on November 30th at Cafe Bienville. So if you are local, please check my website at the top of the screen. You'll see it. On the events tab, you'll find details for all my different upcoming events. And I will be in Destin again this weekend at the craft fair. So come out and see me. I'll also have information where you can sign up for my card classes. So I hope you guys had a good night. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me check and make sure there aren't any other questions out here. I think we look good. All right, that is all the projects I have. Please let me know if you have any questions. Have a great night. Bye-bye.